Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about the third decan of Pisces, which is between 20 and 29.59 degrees. 59.59 represents minutes of arc. First off, we got the rulers, which is Jupiter and Neptune. Sub-ruler, Mars and Pluto. This is the Scorpio decan. And the thing is, this could give, of course, some Scorpio flavoring as far as appearance goes. The face may be a little bit broader than the other, Pisces deacons. Might be more of a squarish build, a broader jawline. Um, Person also, maybe more resourceful, passionate, resilient, empowering, secretive, even a more obsessive than the other two Pisces deacons on average. This may be the most willful and transigent, but also, I would say it's the strongest will of the Pisces deacons because you have the Scorpio sub-influence, and Scorpio is a fixed sign. Now, I would say there's more like, follow through, persistence on projects and endeavors as well compared to the other two Piscean deacons, or decanates. Decanate is a synonym for deacon. But at the same time, keep in mind Pisces is a forgiving sign, but with the Scorpio sub-influence, the person is generally going to be a little less forgiving, a little bit, have a little bit more vengefulness, could be a little more vindictive than the other Pisces deacons on average. And this person, may have, a propensity or greater propensity to undergo, some kind of spiritual transformation at some point in time in one's life. And compared to the other Pisces deacons. And this is a person too that may pursue something, Pisces related, which can include chemistry, poetry, dancing, photography, something with pharmaceutical work, or the metaphysical, which includes astrology, with a lot of passion, desire, emotional intensity, more relentlessness. But it could also be done in a more fixated and obsessive manner. Uh, the thing is that Mars, the sub-ruler, again, is Scorpio, ruled by Mars and Pluto, and having Mars in this mix, may give a little more vitality, to the person than the typical Pisces. Pisces is not exactly known to have an abundance or surfeit of energy. But having this, the sub influence with Mars being in the mix, this could be, probably the person may be a little bit more energetic than the other two Pisces deacons on average. And this is a person too, I would say, can be more, it's auspicious, this deacon of Pisces, for compassionate support. The person may bring more empathy, into their intimate connections than the other two Pisces deacons on average. But the thing about it is, this could be somebody that might have that need to rescue, which is Pisces, the victims of crime, and Scorpio, the sub-influence. Scorpio is associated with corruption and crime. Now, I talk about, Pisces, not having, an overabundance or surfeit of energy, but, it's important, as I've stated in previous videos, that to look at, the whole chart, and look for, possible, contraindicators, modifying influences. Somebody that has, Pisces, regardless of deacon, will say they have their sun in Pisces, and by itself, again, Pisces is not known for a robust constitution or having great vitality or energy level. But if the person, say, has, they have their Pisces sun, but let's say they have, an ascendant, that has more energy, like Leo or Aries, which is known to have a lot of energy. Leo rising energy can be nearly inexorable, and Aries is known to be Aries rising can be very energetic, or even Mars in the first house conjunct the Ascendant, or Mars conjunct the Sun. Those things could give higher energy, vitality levels. So again, as I've stated in the earlier videos that I made, that it's important not to isolate any one proponent in a chart, or aspect, planetary placement, or what have you, and make an analysis on it astrologically speaking, because the person is the sum of all their components in the chart, not just one. But anyway, as far as this Piscean decan goes, it can be, as I was stating, if it's more, a little bit more willful than the other two Pisces decans. It's more, a little bit, I'd say stronger will. These could be the most capable Pisces of all, as far as the, as all the, the three Piscean decans go, and as again, is a lot more, concentration of energy, more follow through on projects and endeavors, more persistence on matters, and stick to itiveness. Pisces is known, to be a sign, that could be very, vacillating and changeable, can go into a lot of different directions. But the thing is, when you have the Scorpio decan, that could tone that down a little bit. And again, it's also, just to look at the, modifying influences, contraindicators in the chart as well. Now, this could be, somebody, that, could also, I would say, flourish and be working in a hospital, dealing with, crisis situations, life and death matters, with patients. I mean, Pisces is associated, with hospitals, and you have, Scorpio, sub-influences can give, more ability to deal with crisis, to deal with matters, life and death, type situations. And, this is somebody too, as I talked about before, about having a Scorpio decan, a person being, more, resilient than the other two Pisces decans on average. So this is somebody that, if something doesn't, work out, whether it's a project, endeavor, some business, career, what have you, this is the person that has, on average, a little more ability to bounce back and resurrect, that career, that business, whatever it may be. And it's a person too, I think, that could strongly, empower others and get them, it could be very inspirational and empowering. Pisces is about inspiration. And then you have, the Scorpio sub-influence is about transformation, empowering people. New York Knicks, the ex NBA coach Pat Riley, he may have had the sun in this Pisces decan, depending on time of birth. He was either Pisces or Aries, depending on birth time. I'm leaning toward the Pisces because it seemed like, he was able to help, when he joined the New York Knicks, back in the early 1990s, he seemed to have this ability to just, magically inspire this group and empower them. And really, it showed, in his coaching. So I felt that he had the sun in his Pisces decan. I believe he was a Pisces. He's a Pisces sun at 29 degrees. That would be my guess. But between that and 0 degrees Aries, but that's just only my opinion. But the point being is that this is somebody that can strongly inspire and empower others. It could be somebody that might be very good as a motivator. There could be, motivation through speaking or through the actions, and people being able to, show by, example, motivate others to greater heights. Because, Pisces people, and just in general, regardless of decan, can have that tendency to inspire others and to do things that they might have thought was unattainable, what they could have only imagined. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.